Hello students, this is Principal Matthew Boucher coming back to you to talk about something that is very important to me, all the staff in this building, yourselves, and certainly your parents and family members. And that is your safety and our security protocols here at Spring Lake Park High School. Before I give you an overview and review some of these protocols so you are aware of the actions we take and the training we have gone through as a staff, I want to remind you students that it is everybody's responsibility here at Spring Lake Park High School to contribute to and ensure that we have safe practices here at Spring Lake Park High School that ensure everybody's highest level of safety here at school, to ensure that we learn safely and well while we are here at Spring Lake Park High School. So students, you have a key role in this. In fact, you have one of the most important roles in our safety and security in this building. And so it is important that you understand our protocols. So I'm going to ask your undivided attention for the next 5 or 6 minutes while I review our protocols with you so you understand them for this school year. And then we will do practices throughout the year to ensure you understand them in practice. It is critical whenever we practice a drill that you take it very seriously, because we will always perform as we practice, and your staff are informed and trained, and they will lead you in all circumstances through our safety protocols. And it is critical that you listen closely and follow the guidance of your teachers and staff in Spring Lake Park High School during all security events, during all practices, all drills, and all security events. So with that, students, I'm going to review each of our protocols and processes with you. And the first one I want to share with you is we have in Spring Lake Park High School, we have what we call containments. A site containment or a classroom containment or a restricted area are our three varieties of containment protocols. Containment protocols are circumstances where we will continue to teach and learn during the school day, even if we are in one of these containment protocols. The first of which I want to point out on the screen, is either a restricted area or a classroom containment. This happens when there's a non-threatening circumstance, but people need to be kept away from a certain area because there may be a student or a staff member are hurt and they need assistance. We need to get them help or move them out of that area, or maybe there's been a chemical spill or something else in the area that will keep us from having other students travel through that area until we have cleared the event in that area. So that is a restricted area or a classroom containment. A classroom containment would be more likely if there were something like a spill and a chemical spill, and a restricted area would be most likely when someone is hurt and we need to get them help and move them out of an area. So it is important that during a restricted area or a classroom containment that you listen very closely to the staff, because we are trying to help somebody, a student or a staff member, or ensure other people's safety while we address the situation and get it cleaned up and cleared for all students. So other than being unable to travel through an area, class continues during restricted area or classroom containments. The other type of containment that happens at Spring Lake Park High School is called a site containment. And this occurs when there's a potential threat outside of our building somewhere in the community, and law enforcement or district administration has advised us to keep all students and staff inside our building until the circumstance is cleared. In this case, administration will initiate a site containment, which results in all of our external doors being locked throughout that containment. We will follow a regular schedule and continue to teach, and students will even move through the building. We will allow passing time during a site containment, but we will not allow anybody to enter the building, nor allow students to leave the building during a site containment until we have been notified again by law enforcement or district administration that whatever is happening in the community is all clear, and we would then clear our site containment. So again, students, containment is different from a lockdown because we will continue to teach during both of these types of containments. One is either a restricted area or classroom containment. The other is a site containment where we simply will not allow anyone in, nor will we exit during a site containment. Our most restrictive then is a lockdown. And I want to talk about a few things that would happen immediately during a lockdown so you are aware of our immediate protocols. If we initiate a lockdown, it is because we believe there is a threat in or attempting to enter our building. There is a threat to our wellness, our safety, either in or attempting to enter our building. And when we initiate a lockdown, immediately the PA announcement will broadcast a recorded message indoors and to our outdoor speakers that we are in a lockdown event and direct us to take proactive measures. Immediately, our exterior doors are locked, as well as our interior doors between buildings are locked, and the magnets that hold those doors open release them, and they immediately lock. So travel between A building to B building to C building or any others is limited or denied because all of those things lock. Staff key cards are disabled inside the building to ensure that we can't move through the building in this circumstance. And law enforcement is immediately notified through two means, through a 911 call and our security system notifying 911. Our video signs will also declare that we're in a lockdown at that time, and our district computers will broadcast the same messaging. Several other things happen in the background, but I want you to know, students, all these things are automatic. If we go into a lockdown, we limit physically the ability to move between buildings is denied because the doors lock between buildings, the doors to the outside lock, and key cards are disabled. So if my card were taken by anybody, they could not move through the building. All that happens immediately, and law enforcement is on their way to us. And there are 4 police departments within 5 miles of our building, so law enforcement moves to our building very rapidly in a lockdown. So what that means for you in a lockdown is this. It is critical that, again, you are listening to your teachers, and your teachers have to quickly and rapidly assess if there is a threat in your immediate area. And if there is no threat in your immediate area, and we will use the PA system to announce any information we can determine from the cameras to inform students and staff what is going on in a lockdown. If there is no threat in your immediate area, then it is critical that we lock down. The staff have assessed the situation, and they have decided it is safest to lock down in our classroom and move to an area of concealment while waiting further instruction. That is what happens. Your staff have a map. All teachers have a map of each classroom in our building that offers concealment, or what we call a shelter-in-place location. So each staff member knows of these shelter-in-place locations on each floor, and they will direct you and guide you to a shelter-in-place location while we wait for the lockdown to be cleared. If, in the worst-case scenario, there is a threat in your area during a lockdown, then our staff will use their best judgment to ensure the greatest safety for all students, and they will decide based on the circumstance whether we are evacuating the building, whether to run and evacuate and escape the building to ensure safety, or to hide and lock down because we have time to hide and barricade and lock down and wait for support. Those are the decisions that staff will make. All of our protocols, by the way, students, come from the Department of Homeland Security, and the Department of Homeland Security has given us the Run, Hide, Defend protocol, and we have shaped all of our responses to emergency circumstances based on the Department of Homeland Security's Run, Hide, Defend protocol. Lastly, in a lockdown, if we are in a lockdown, we are either in an area of concealment, we have moved into a shelter-in-place location, and we are waiting for support and the lockdown to be cleared, or we have exited the building and we are moving to a relocation center, which our staff also know where those are, and our law enforcement partners know where our relocation centers are. Our staff will move you to a relocation center, and it is critical that you listen very closely to your staff during those circumstances. In those circumstances, the law enforcement partners will reunify students with families. They will put students back together with their families, and it will all be led by law enforcement. It is our job to get you to the reunification center safely. It is your job to listen and follow directions very closely, and we will do all of those things if we were to reach a lockdown situation. So with that, students, I'm going to close here, but remind you, I'm going to bring you back to the beginning. It is all of our job to ensure our collective and individual safety at Spring Lake Park High School. So it is critical that you are watching for anything that could be unsafe, you are alerting people if you see things that are unsafe, and that we never, ever, ever let anybody inside a door that is locked. All visitors and guests should be coming through door 1 once the school day has begun. Students, we must never prop doors or let people indoors that are locked doors, because that breaches our security and creates potentially an unsafe situation. So we are all in charge of our collective safety, and it is critical that you understand your role in that as well. Thank you, students. We will have several drills throughout the year to practice these things so you are fully aware of how we respond to these circumstances. Thank you again for your undivided attention and your focus and attention to our safety and what you do to make us safe here at Spring Lake Park High School. Thank you.